Welcome back to the Butte Ice Arena, where our first intermission score is the Yellowstone Quake 4, the Billings Bulls 0. A summary of the first period, shots on goal. Yellowstone 22, the Bulls 16. The Bulls were 0 for 3 on power play, the Quake 0 for 1. Scoring summary for the Quake. Jimmy Tick, assisted by Sam Basic at 8 seconds into the period. Quick scoring opportunity. Followed by, at 5:18 of the period, Brandon Bussey, assisted by Sam Basic. And then at 11:10 of the first period, Mitchell Fed. And let me see, assisted by Anthony Leong. And finally, the fourth goal, again by Jimmy Tick. And that is assisted by Brandon Bussey at 17:39. There's still a penalty on the board. There's 1 minute remaining in that 5-minute major to TJ Lozier, a boarding major. And we'll get you caught up to date during the second period of all the penalties incurred. The team's back out on the ice. For this period, Yellowstone will be coming at us in the dark uniforms. The Billings Bulls in their white and blue. Heading away, Wackerly in gold for the Bulls. And I think we still have Zangs in goal for Yellowstone. On the face-off, the Bulls taking control. Stark across center ice, just dumps it in. That's going to go all the way back to the boards. And a penalty. See what the call is. And an unsportsmanlike conduct also being called here. Heading to the box, number 17, Sam Basic, the forward out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Looking across the way, trying to see what the initial call was going to be. The referee and linesman discussing this here. There's 46 seconds remaining in the 5-minute major. And they're going to ask him to leave the game. So Basic is done for the night. Apparently he didn't like the call and may have said something to the referee. I'm not sure. We'll try to get details later. But he's going to get at least 2 minutes in a misconduct. And they do have the 2-minute minor on the board. Again, at the position we couldn't see all the action. We'll have to get you up to date during the second intermission. And they're calling for somebody on the ice, I believe, to serve the penalty. We'll see how they sort this out. Head coach Bradley Zangs making the decision. Number 15 will go to the box. That's Jimmy Tick, or Teach. I wish I had my email up so his family could correct me on my incorrect pronunciation. I will try to correct that sometime during the broadcast. Quick shot by the Bulls, deflected out front and going to the back, so still a power play for Billings here if they can get something going. Back and out to the point. Adam Winkingson sends it back down deep. Back out to the front. Quick shot there to bad angles. Stopped by Zangs. And this is cleared all the way down. Wackerly forced to play that one off to the side of his net. Gets it up quickly. Trying to catch the Quake on a break. They don't. Tim now in with a shot off the glove, but rebounded there. Zangs didn't hold on. Now back up to the top for the Bulls. Bulls just working around. There's a quick shot there by Adam Winkingson. And finally, the Quake send it back down. A good opportunity there by the defenseman for the Bulls. Back up top, a little, you can tell the timing of some of the guys aren't quite there. They haven't had a lot of on-ice time together. And this is just an opportunity to get their feet underneath them in this great action in this preseason tournament. Again, the DJ Automotive preseason classic. If you're in Helena, need auto repair, DJ Automotive is your place to go. Quake controlling their captain, number 11, Lori Hammond, able to get that. Hammond's got it out front. Oh, Wackerly with a good save, and that's deflected above the glass and into the netting. The glass here in Butte, a little bit lower than it is in Helena. Our appreciation to the Butte Community Ice Rink for opening their facility. If you're just joining us, we're not in Helena. We had some arena problems, and they moved today's action. Here, there's a quick shot, and Wackerly up for the task. Brenz with a great opportunity off the face-off just to Wackerly's stick side, but Nick was able to come up with that. Thompson for the Bulls, able to get it back, but they lose, and there's a stick that hits the ceiling, and that was Thompson's stick, but play on. .25 seconds remaining in the power play. It's looked like a power play at times for the Quake. Now here's a breakaway. Wackerly with a stop. Leg pad save, and that puck goes up over the net. Good job by Nick Wackerly on that breakaway. Bulls, Nasby, the defenseman has it, sends it up the ice. Bulls were changing that time, and I thought there might be a call for icing. They did wave that off. Well, there's a big hit in the corner. No call on that one. He was clean. And here come the Quake. Gaining the blue line. Good move there. Number 10, George Spleechall with the move, and he's got it in the corner. Back up to the top. At the blue line, there's a quick shot deflected. Out in front by number 20, Alex Herman. Now down deep. Stanley down below, working hard to keep it down there. The Bulls are going to finally get a hold of this and send it up to the blue line. Nasby in the corner with Tim. Out in front. Quick shot there, turned away by Wackerly. Good pressure by the Quake. There's another shot. Wackerly stick save and a penalty coming up. And I believe it's going to Mr. Nasby. It's either Mr. Nasby or Mr. Stark. We'll see for the Bulls. Mr. Nasby heading to the penalty box. So 2 minutes, it looks like, for interference. Power play for the Quake.
I'm writing you phonetics.
Thank you very much. I've got an assistant here from the Quake, not having had them last year. I'm mispronouncing Deb Simpson. I appreciate her help.
Say thank you to Tiffany Lozier. She sent me the text.
Thanks, Tiffany. I'm sorry about the mispronunciation. Normally I take the day before to go over some of the names and ask a lot of questions. I arrived here at the arena 5 minutes before the game, so I sincerely apologize. I will try to get the names of your favorite player correct. Here's the Quake on another power play, controlling the puck. Bulls unable to clear it there at the blue line. Newman down low, sends that across, and that's going to get out of the zone. It was played with a high stick, and they're going to call this here, and we'll have a face-off.
Can you read it? I'll go over when we feel like a break.
We'll be back to action in just a moment. We're back to action. Apologize about that. I was getting a lesson in phonetics. I appreciate all the tips on mispronunciations. That'll happen early in the season. By the end of the season, I will have no excuse. Here comes the Quake with a quick shot there in front. And a nice feed there. That time by Tisch. Fed the puck nicely for his teammates and very nearly a goal. Quake behind their own nets, feeding out. 35 seconds remaining on the penalty for the Bulls. So a Quake power play, quick shot, Wackerly shoulder save. Brings it to the corner, Tisch. Back out to the far side, now in front, that didn't find anybody home. Ricky trying to get that out. There's going to be a penalty here. And we'll see who this is. It's going to be a cross-checking penalty. Let's see who they send off. And the offending player, Joseph Ullman, out of Rockwall, Texas, the 6'3", 190-pounder, heading to the penalty box. 2 minutes 4, cross-checking, 14:55 remaining. Tim, take this for the Bulls. He was up against Hammond, the captain. There's a quick shot from the point. Didn't find anything high against the glass. 2-man advantage right now for the Quake. Quick shot that got through Wackerly's pad, but deflected wide. Now it's a 1-man advantage. Wackerly again, just wide, covers up, and the referee lost sight of the puck. He calls it dead, and we're going to have a face-off to Wackerly's stick side, it looks like. And Nick was scrambling there as the Quake put on great pressure. In front of the goal, 14:34, second period, 4-0 Quake. Wackerly getting his equipment back on, ready to go. Quake back up to the top. Looking to bring it in. Tittle back over down low to the captain. Nasby trying to get that out. They finally do. Tim does a good job there and just getting it down the ice to relieve some of the pressure. A minute 20 remaining on the penalty to Joseph Ullman. So a Quake power play here. They're up 4-0. Here comes the Quake near side. Good action in the corner here. Tries to get it out to Greens. And that's kept in. He made a good pass across. Nasby trying to get it across. He's not able to. Greens out in front. That deflects right to Wackerly, who wisely covers up. Barines, Michael Barines out of Lakeville, Minnesota, 5'10", 170-pounder. Made a good pass across here. Didn't connect that time. Good power play pressure by the Quake. Face off right in front of us here. Quake to control at the blue line. Lansing back over to the top. He gets it back on the left point. Working it hard, not able to get it in, and Gibson's going to get this clean down the ice for the Bulls. Again, I apologize. I'm in a bad angle here. I can't see the player numbers sometimes. So if it takes me a little while to recognize your favorite player, please accept my apologies. Here comes the Quake. Quick shot! And that went off the glove of Wackerly into the netting. Spalash that time. Splichel, I believe, is the actually correct pronunciation, with a good breakaway and a nice shot. Wackerly just getting a piece of that, deflecting it high. Back to live action. Stanley gets checked off the puck and behind the boards. Still, the Bulls having problems getting it out. But Stanley, number 24, tries to center. That's against the side of the net. Another opportunity there by George Splitchow not able to get it there, and here come the Bulls finally getting it out of the zone. The penalty expired, back to full strength. Rizzo back to chase for them. Takes his man hard into the quarter. Zach Wilson is there too. So the defender punching up there. Allman sends us back behind the Quake net. Billings really trying hard, looking for that first goal. Now we've got a tie-up. Buck frozen there by Trevor Zangs, and we'll have a face-off. 12:27 remaining in the second period. Quake up 4-0. Quake playing last year in the NORPAC, coming over to the AWHL this year. We're glad to have them as another team. On the face-off, nice shot, blocker save there. Scramble out front, and the puck coming back out now to the point. Winkinson sends that back down deep. Now here come the Quake near side. There's a pass in front that didn't find anybody. Newman there. Not able to find anybody on that quick pass, but it comes back to the Bulls' defensive zone. Now to neutral ice where the Quake are going to have to regroup. Here they come. Moving up now. Fade sends that in. Caught up at the blue line, and Billings just going to get it out. Ullman gets it over to his teammate, Winkinson, who just sends it down to the other end. So Bulls not able to get much going here in the second period. They've had a couple chances. Neither team scoring. 4-0 is the score. Bulls regrouping in their own ends. Nasby bringing it up. There's a steal. In for the shot. Oh, and a glove save, and then deflecting off the crossbar. Vant not able to get it out. Another shot with Wackerly covering up. Good opportunity there. Barons with two good opportunities on the turnover. One opportunity hitting the crossbar after the deflection off Wackerly, and the other one just going into his midsection for a stoppage of play. Back live action. Barons back up to the top. There's a shot. Wackerly deflects that over the net. Wackerly's been busy, and the Bulls bring it up with Blankenship. Blankenship trying to get it up. He does, but intercepted in the neutral zone, and here comes the Quake. Into the corner here. Barons working hard with a couple teammates there, including the captain, Heyman. Heyman with a quick shot, and that goes wide. Again, a quick shot from the corner by Heyman. Wackerly with the save. Wackerly being tested with the loose puck again, and he wisely covers up. A little jawing out there from Barons and Nasby, but no harm done. Boys will be boys. 10:15 remaining second period. Referee Spoor calling to change the lines out. Tim's going to take this, and he is against Bussey. And they're going to drop this again. And now we've got Tisch to take this against Tim. Quake tying up. Robillard gets that out, and they finally get it to the neutral zone, but again, a defenseman is there for the Quake to make sure that it doesn't enter their zone. Quake looking a little sharper here in the early going. Robillard, familiar name from last year for the Bulls, and he is teammate Schulte able to get that out. Finally down the ice. This is going to be an icing call as Stark was just wanting to get that out of their end. So we've got our first media timeout. But good news, no media to bore you with. Just a review of the first period. Goals by Tisch, Bussey. 2 goals by Tisch. He got the first Quake goal, and the last one Then Bussey scored 5:18 of the first period, and then at 11:10, we had Fade with the goal assisted by Leong. Penalties in that first period. Adam Wilkinson for the Bulls at 3:21. Interference. The Quakes penalties. TJ Lazier tripping 2 minutes at 5:43. Sam Bosic. Interference 2 minutes at 6:32. And Taylor Linder boarding 2 minutes at 15:29. The Bulls' Kyle Blankenship had a roughing penalty for 2 minutes, also at 15:29. That was the matching penalties. And then the Yellowstone Quake in that first period, TJ Lazier, 5-minute major for boarding, and but the Bulls could not capitalize on the plethora of penalty opportunities, power play opportunities they had, and so we stand at 4-0, no score during this second period. Face-off will come in the Bulls zone. Tim in his usual spot on the face-off circle. He's against Stanley. Bulls take it out. That's Alex Herman. Sends it in. A shot. Quick shot on goal. And that's handled by Trevor Zangs. Zangs, the goalie, a 6'1", 185-pounder out of Lakeville, Minnesota. Face-off will come to Zang's stick side here. Deep in the zone. Quake come away with it. Running up the far side. He's going to get it deep. Now crossover. Good opportunity there. Tisch trying to get it to the teammate. He's very active on the ice. Good-looking player. Nice cut-out move to get that puck away from the Billings player there. Stanley gets back on side. Quake just going to dump it in. They're going to change on this. They are going to have a defenseman on the far side. Just send that back in. I thought Robillard could have played that when he didn't. A chance out front. Wonderful save by Wackerly. TK Lozier took the pass. Put it right where he needed to be, but Wackerly was up for the task. A great save there. 8:55 into the second period, so Wackerly was up for that one, and a great opportunity again for the Quake. They've done a very good job of getting that puck from the sideboards in front of the net. A lot of opportunities here. The Bulls a little slow getting onside here. They're going to have to change out their face-off. Cisco Yilas now taking that. He's from Sweden, a Swedish player on the Billings team, and a freeze by Wackerly there. They're going to do the same thing again. This time Bing is going to take this, and he's being called out of the circle. Unfair drop. Let's see who takes his place. Gibson will take his place. And against Stanley. Billings is able to get this to the side. They're going to get it out of the zone, but not by much. As Yellowstone just dumps it back in. Boy, good forechecking here. And a nice hit right in front of us. Hardy bites the dust there. That was Adam Winkinson for Billings, taking him to the ice. Now loose puck in front. The Quaker on the rush. They've got 2-on-1 here if they can get it going. Backhander just high by Newman. It's in the corner. And they're going to bring it out. Newman, Josh Newman there. A good opportunity out of Commerce, Michigan. The backhander just sailing a little high. The defenseman for the Bulls was in good position to cut off the pass across the ice, so he went to the backhand and couldn't quite get it on goal. Again, we're not in our usual spot. We've got a not so ideal video area, and it's very difficult to get on the players here, so we apologize for that. We'll be back at the Helena Arena, I believe, tomorrow, and have a little higher vantage point and a little better video. So, icing is the call. They've got a referees and the linesman here not allowing a change that the Quake was doing. Stish is back out. I think he was trying to go off the ice, but they're not going to allow this change here as the face-off comes in the Yellowstone defensive zone. They've got one too many players on the ice. Now they're ready to go. Back to action. Quick shot from the point and a good save there by Zangs. Here comes Yellowstone after the save, and one of the Quake players gets dumped and into the corner. No call there. Timms tries to, Stark back for Timms, who has to replay it back to his own zone. A good steal there. Tisch is all over the ice. He's someone to watch throughout the season as he's putting on a good effort here. Stark sends this around. Vant back up. This is stopped by the referee. And here comes the Quake. Cross ice pass. Nasby takes this. 3-on-2 if they can get it going here. Back over to Stark. Stark behind the net. Looking for somebody to pass to, and he's taking off the puck there. I think he wants a change. He's looking to come off, and he is going to come off the ice. Looked very tired there. And we're back to action. I'm not sure the elevation in Cody. Butte, where we're playing this game, is 5,200 feet. So guys from the Midwest, West Coast who aren't used to the elevation probably haven't been here long enough to work out at altitude, and they're going to get tired quickly. Icing by the Quake. Face-off will come back to their end. 4-0 Quake lead, 6:22 remaining second period. And this is coming to Zhang's glove side. Billings going to take control. They're just going to dump it down deep. It's going to go all the way around. Quake chasing it down, going to bring it out of the zone. This is a dump and chase here. We'll see who comes gets it. Schulte for the Bulls. Nice hit in the corner on the captain. Robillard's going to take this now and try to get it out. He does. And the Quake will chase. They do get it in. No one there. Schulte takes a hit there from Behrens. Robillard now against the captain there. Loose puck in front. Tries to get a backhand. There's going to be a penalty on the touch-up, and there is. Let's see who we've got here. It's either going to be Rizzo or Schulte. I'm not sure which one. And, of course, I could be wrong. And it is Rizzo. 2 minutes. It looks like a cross-check. So with 5:40 remaining second period, we have a 4-0 lead and a power play for the Quake. Quake trying to get it in front. That's intercepted up to Gibson. Gibson not able to do a lot with it. Just going to turn it over there, but they did get it out of the zone. Now here comes the Quake on the near side. Good pass up front. And another penalty coming up. And this is going to be... This is going to be interference. It's going to be an interference call here, so we're going to have a 5-on-3, and that is definitely not what the Bulls need here. We'll see who's going to go. They already go in the box. I didn't see who they sent. And they're going to call, I believe, a penalty shot here. That's the reason. So, penalty shot. Wackerly's going to have to be, they ruled it that the interference came in a breakaway. So here comes the penalty shot for the Quake. Shot good save by Wackerly. As Stanley, the 5'11" forward out of St. Paul, Minnesota, took the penalty shot there and was unsuccessful. Wackerly doing a good job coming out to meet him. and taking that forehand shot.
Apologize for the referee in the way. He stepped right in the way.
Yeah, apologize. The referee apologizes for stepping in the way of that penalty shot. Again, we're not in an ideal position here. Back to live action. Wraparound attempt. Bussey not able to get that in. Quakers still have it. Tisch. Back to Bussey. Bussey looking to drop it off. He's got it center ice. Takes a big check there. Takes it out of the zone, but is able to keep control. An excellent stick work there by Bussey. Looking to get it across into the far corner. He's able to do that. A quick shot just wide. Bussey showing his skills here. Now turns to Stish. Stish across the middle, and Stanley, wonderful opportunity. Didn't get his whole stick on it, and that one trickled just by the high left corner of the goal. Great action right now by the Quake. They look to be just a little bit quicker. And then Billings, Nasby with the turnover there in the neutral zone, trying to take control, gets spun around on that check. Still 36 seconds in the power play for the Quake. They're going to dump it in. Hard hit along the near boards there. And behind, the Quake looking to keep it in. They're not able to. As Fricky was taking his men out, but left the point open now. The Quaker just dumping in into the near boards here. They're going to chase. Nasby trying to get it out for the Bulls, not able to. There's a good move in, stick tied up. No call there. Back down low. Back out to the top point. Penalty over. Player coming on and just knocks the Quake player down at the blue line. A good hit on Nasby by Lozier right in front of us here. That was a rattler, a glass rattler. And finally, Billings able to get it off the blue line. Here's Rizzo with a break. He's going to take a quick shot. That's well wide to the glove side. 4-0 the Quake. Billings doing a good job of killing off that penalty time. Now in the far corner. Quake putting on some good pressure there. Splitchell right in front. Loose puck. And stoppage of action. Robillard was pushing on Hardik, and no call here as that puck was loose right in front of the goal. A lot of, if you look in front, there's been so much action in front of the goal there. I don't know if you can see it, but a lot of the ice tore up. There's a lot of the snow built up from the skates right in front of the Billings goal. Wackerly has seen more than his fair share of action tonight as the Yellowstone Quake have done an outstanding job in putting pressure. This is an opportunity to catch you up on what's going to happen tomorrow. Tonight's game anyway, the next game scheduled for 7:35, Helena Bighorns against the Gillette Wild. We invite you to tune into that one also. Tomorrow, the opening game, the Gillette Wild versus the Glacier Nationals. That will be at 10 o'clock Mountain Time. The Yellowstone Quake, which you're seeing play right now, will play at 1 p.m. against the Great Falls Americans. At 3 o'clock, these Billings Bulls will be against the Missoula Maulers. And again, in the evening game on Friday, the Bozeman Ice Dogs will play the Helena Bighorns. So that's your lineup for tomorrow. If you're a Billings fan, tune in, 4 p.m. Mountain Time. If you're a Quake fan, you'll be playing at 1 in the afternoon on Friday. Back to action. Wackerly will have to face this on his stick side as the face-off coming there. Thompson taking this for the Bulls. They're able to control as Robillard tries to get this out. Back to Thompson. Thompson bringing it up. It's there in the neutral zone at the blue line. Getting harassed quite a bit by the Quake players. Again, a dump in. The Quake are going to have to regroup in their own end behind their nets. And losing an edge, this is going to be a tripping call. And unfortunately there, I don't think it was intentional, but Dexter Neely, the forward for Billings, is going to the box. 2 minutes for tripping as he just caught the skate behind the net of the Quake player. So yet another power play for the Yellowstone Quake. We're glad you're with us. Scott Bradford bringing you the action. I'm normally the play-by-play caller for the Bighorns doing this game here. Is first day of the DJ Automotive Tournament. The Quake controlling up at the top at the point. And to Stish. Stish down low. Centering pass was broken up there, and this is taken by Bussy. Bussy behind the net. Looked to get this up high and wasn't able to do it. Looked like one of those moves you see on the internet where he lifts the puck, and that puck was right near the line. A good call by the referee, as it did not cross the red line, but it was to Wackerly stick side all alone, inches from going across before the Bulls were able to get it out of there. 2:01 remaining in this second period. Tim's going to take this against Bussy. Right in front of us. Power play still for the Quake. Hard check by Tish. Ullman into the boards. There's a bad angle shot. It was tuned away by Wackerly. There's another shot from the point. It looks like Tish. Wackerly was able to steer that one aside with his blocker. And we have a stoppage of play as the puck goes into the netting. Again, this is Game 3 DJ Automotive Preseason Tournament. 4-0 Quake. You're watching the AWHL Hockey Network. Quake get it down low, working hard. Nasby trying to freeze the puck there. Able to get control. Although Bussy's right there and shadowing his every move. Finally, they get across. Here comes Rizzo with a possible breakaway. Rizzo can't quite get the stick on it and runs right into the goalie. A good breakaway opportunity, but it was just a little bit out in front of him. Billings gets it out to the neutral zone. Rizzo and Nasby want off the ice. They're going to change their defenseman here. Actually, a full change looks like for Billings. There's a backhander shot. Barines right across the crease there. Easily sticked aside by Wackerly. Now out to the point. He walks in. There's a shot just wide. That was Colin Tittle. And Tittle's going to have to chase this one. The Bulls just kind of let Tittle walk in there halfway to the net, and he took the shot. Now breakaway here for Possible. That's a quick little shot that just steered away by the toe of Wackerly. Blocked out front. Barines on that one, but they still keep it in. Here comes Barines. Barines, that one's off the glove of Wackerly into the corner here. And again, the Bulls cannot get the puck out. And there they finally go. It goes down the ice. Several players wanting off the ice. And there's the horn ending the second period. You can tell several of the players were tired. This early season hockey, not in condition, probably that they will be in mid-season form. And the altitude here in Butte at 5,200 feet does make a difference. So, scoreless second period. As we watch the players exit the ice, we'll try to get you a close-up of your favorite player as they exit. With the score at the 15-minute second intermission mark, the Yellowstone Quake 4 and the Billings Bulls nothing. We'll keep the camera on for a few minutes. We'll be back with about 3 minutes before the third period. You're watching AWHL Hockey. We'll be back.